perfect geometric shapes. At Jupiter's North Pole, 8 colossal storms, arranged in a precise octagon, each one as wide as the United States, stable for years, and no one, absolutely no one, knows why they don't move. The Juno probe has been orbiting Jupiter since 2016. It has measured everything: gravity, the magnetic field, storms, composition, and in 2023, it detected something scientists still cannot explain: a geometric signal inside the clouds of a planet that was supposed to be pure chaos, an anomaly that challenges the fundamental laws of fluid physics. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this discovery may be the most unsettling ever made about Jupiter. But first, we need to descend. The probe just lost its first instrument, then a second, then a third, and it's still nowhere near Jupiter's core. At this moment, it's over 700 million kilometers from Earth, completely alone. But here's the strange part. It's not the heat destroying it, not the crushing pressure, not even the planet's violent storms. The real threat is invisible, powerful enough to destroy a spacecraft before it even reaches the clouds. Jupiter's magnetic field is the largest planetary structure in the solar system, an invisible fortress stretching millions of kilometers into space. Without heavy shielding, your electronics wouldn't survive the trip. The mission would be over before it even began. To give you a sense of the scale, Jupiter's magnetosphere is so large that if you could see it from Earth, it would appear 5 times wider than a full moon in the night sky. 5 times. With the naked eye. From here, billions of charged particles swirl inside it at speeds close to the speed of light, and Juno must fly through them on every single orbit. NASA's own engineers described it, and I'm quoting, as a little scary. But this giant magnetic shield isn't the mystery. It's what creates it, and that answer lies deep below the clouds. For now, let's get closer. As Jupiter grows larger in your window, one feature dominates the entire planet: a giant red scar, the Great Red Spot. A storm so large it could swallow Earth whole. It's been raging for at least 350 years, maybe longer. And here's something unsettling that no one expected to discover. The Great Red Spot is shrinking. In 1800, it measured roughly 40 kilometers across. Today, less than 14,000 kilometers. In a century and a half, it has lost 2/3 of its size. No one knows if it will keep shrinking, or what will happen if it disappears entirely. Does it fragment? Does it sink into the depths? Or does some force we don't yet understand simply switch it off? But surprisingly, that's not what scientists are most interested in anymore. Because beneath those clouds, Jupiter is hiding something far stranger. And this is where our journey truly begins. The first impact hits the hull, then another, then dozens more. But this isn't rain, it's not snow, it's not ordinary hail. These are giant ammonia water hailstones. Scientists call them mushballs. For decades, researchers couldn't explain why certain chemicals seem to vanish from Jupiter's atmosphere. Then NASA's Juno spacecraft solved the puzzle. These bizarre hailstones are carrying those elements deep into the planet. These mushballs resemble nothing we know on Earth. They form when ammonia, in liquid form in the upper layers of the atmosphere, comes into contact with ice crystals. The ammonia acts like a cosmic antifreeze. It lowers the melting point of water. This creates soft particles, half ice, half liquid, half alien chemistry. Particles that fall deep into the atmosphere, carrying elements that would otherwise never plunge down that far. One mystery solved, but another immediately appears. If all of this is happening near the top of the atmosphere, what is happening deeper down? This is where Jupiter stops behaving like a planet, at least like any planet you've ever imagined. Because from this point on, the rules start to change. The descent continues. The clouds become darker, thicker, more violent. Lightning explodes around you. Some flashes are hundreds of times more powerful than those on Earth. For a brief moment, each burst illuminates an endless ocean of clouds. Then everything goes black again. And here's what makes these lightning bolts uniquely disturbing. On Earth, lightning is born in the upper cloud layers, where air is warm and moist. On Jupiter, the situation is reversed. Juno discovered that Jovian lightning originates deepside the atmosphere, where water and ammonia mix under enormous pressure. Regions we have never been able to observe directly. Regions where electrical phenomena we don't yet understand generate jaw-dropping discharges. Juno detected these lightning bolts at Jupiter's North Pole, exactly where, according to all our models, they should not have existed. The pressure keeps rising and rising and rising. until something extraordinary happens. The most common element in the universe begins to transform. This is the point where science starts to sound like science fiction. Hydrogen, the same element that powers stars, the same element that fills most of the universe. Under enough pressure, it begins changing form. First, it stops behaving like a gas. Then it stops behaving like a normal liquid, and eventually, it becomes metal. Liquid metal. Beneath you now lies an ocean unlike anything found anywhere else in the solar system. A vast sea of metallic hydrogen stretching tens of thousands of kilometers. An ocean capable of conducting enormous electric currents. Think about what that really means. There is no place on Earth where you can touch metallic hydrogen. We can briefly recreate it in a laboratory for millions of a second under extreme pressures. On Jupiter, this state exists permanently across a thickness of tens of thousands of kilometers. And this ocean rotates. It spins with the planet. This rotation of a massive electrical conductor generates currents. And those currents generate the colossal magnetic field that was attacking our spacecraft from the very beginning. The mystery from the start is finally starting to make sense. That invisible force destroying our spacecraft before we even arrived. That was it. An ocean of hydrogen transformed into metal by unimaginable pressure. But even this isn't Jupiter's deepest secret, because beneath the metallic ocean lies a question that no mission has been able to answer. For generations, scientists thought they knew what waited at Jupiter's center. A dense rocky core, simple, predictable. Then Juno arrived, and everything changed. Its measurements suggested something unexpected. The core may not be a core at all. It could be diluted, mixed into the surrounding layers, partially dissolved. A blurred boundary instead of a solid structure. And here's what's truly unsettling. In 2024, researchers at Durham University, working with NASA, tried to figure out how this diluted core could have formed. Their leading theory? A giant impact, a massive collision with another planetary body, early in the solar system's history, violent enough to mix Jupiter's internal layers. They simulated gigantic planetary impacts on supercomputers, using the highest resolutions ever applied to this kind of model. Result: impossible. Even under the most extreme conditions, the simulations did not produce a stable diluted core. Jupiter's core cannot have formed that way, but it exists. We measure it. We simply don't know why it's there. In other words, after decades of exploration, we still don't know what lies at the center of the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is hiding its heart, and so far, it has kept that secret. Now let's return to what I showed you at the very beginning. That image that left scientists speechless. At Jupiter's North Pole, 8 giant storms arranged in a perfect octagon. At the South Pole, 5 storms arranged in a perfect pentagon. Each cyclone is as wide as the United States. They have been swirling for years, and they don't move. On Earth, cyclones drift. They dissipate. They merge. On Jupiter, these geometric structures remain perfectly stable, as if something is holding them in place, as if an unknown force is organizing them into a precise pattern. Scientists have a name for this. They call it new physics. I'm quoting Chung Lee, planetary scientist at the University of Michigan. These cyclones are new weather phenomena that have not been seen or predicted before. Nature is revealing new physics regarding fluid motions and how giant planet atmospheres work. New physics. What that really means is that our current equations, the ones that let us predict storms, oceans, the movement of fluids, are not enough. They cannot explain what Juno photographed. Jupiter is telling us we have something fundamental left to learn, that the rules we believed were universal are not. And this discovery wasn't made by theorists sitting in an office. It was captured by a probe orbiting inside the most intense radiation belts in the solar system, belts that its own engineers call, and I want to be clear, a little scary. Each pass brings Juno a little closer to the North Pole. Each pass gives us a little more data on these impossible polygons, and each pass raises new questions. At the beginning of this video, I told you Jupiter might explain why you're alive today. Now you know why. In 1994, comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 crashed into Jupiter. The impacts released enormous amounts of energy. And they showed scientists something important. Jupiter's gravity often intercepts objects that might otherwise travel toward the inner solar system. But there's a nuance researchers are still debating. Jupiter isn't only a shield. Sometimes it's also a catapult. Its gravity can deflect comets and asteroids toward Earth. The equation is complex. The same force that protects us can, in certain orbital configurations, put us in danger. Life on Earth may have survived because of Jupiter, and some mass extinctions may have happened because of it. A celestial guardian, sometimes imperfect, always immense. But that raises an even bigger question. If Jupiter helps protect life, could life exist somewhere within its own system? Because orbiting this giant planet is Europa, an icy moon hiding a vast ocean beneath its frozen surface. An ocean that may contain more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. And in 2024, something new was confirmed. The Juno probe plunged through the radiation rings surrounding Europa. It tested the environment, preparing the ground for a future mission. The Europa Clipper mission, launched in October 2024, is right now on its way to the Jovian system. It will enter orbit around Jupiter in 2030, and what it will search for is a precise chemical signature in the vapor escaping from Europa's geysers. Complex organic molecules. Signatures that, on Earth, only exist where life is present. Imagine that. 600 million kilometers from here, under 10 kilometers of ice, in an ocean the sun never reaches. Maybe something that breathes, we don't know yet. But for the first time in human history, we have the instruments to find out. Jupiter, the planet that hides its heart, whose storms draw impossible shapes, whose interior defies our equations, and whose smallest moon might just hold the answer to the greatest question ever asked. Are we alone? The answer may be out there, 628 million kilometers away, in orbit around a planet we still understand so little, and which, with every pass of Juno, reminds us that the universe hasn't finished surprising us.